Dave Rubin palette cleanser. Let's go. Also, shout out to Dave Rubin Clips for just finding... I find Dave Rubin particularly unpalatable as far as, like, me watching his content goes. He's a particularly dull and boring man. So, God bless Dave Rubin Clips II on Twitter for doing the Lord's work and watching through Dave Rubin's material. Because I love when Dave Rubin is just absolutely insane. But unfortunately, for the most part, Dave Rubin just is boring as shit. He's like, I don't know. He's painfully white, even to me. Okay, let me put it that way. All right, I'm an alabaster disaster. What does that make Dave Rubin? His voice drones. Yeah. Let's check in.
You're probably along with me on that the machine has lied about so many things, and conservatives, not even conservatives, because I'm not really a conservative, it's sane people are just waking up and pushing back. And that really will get us to the third clip. It's the final clip we're going to show you of this. And this is the point, and this is the thesis of the show. And this has really been probably
waking up.
The thesis of my life over the last decade, that if
this is the thesis of Dave Rubin's entire life over the past 10 years. My God.
If enough people wake up to the nonsense, we have the biggest movement probably in American political history. The point of showing you all.
Oh, if we just wake up the, I don't know, the silent majority? Are you just recycling that one, Dave?
Of that is that there's something else happening. It's the thing that I've been hoping was going to happen. I'm sure many of you have been hoping is going to happen. It's the thing that brings together traditional, say, religious conservatives and libertarians and disaffected liberals and people who have been completely apolitical and Democrats who are, you know, got a couple neurons firing and all of that. We are seeing it happen right now. You're probably
the great political awakening is finally upon us, chat. It's finally here. Okay? It's gonna happen this time, all right? The world is gonna end tomorrow, all right? The world's ending up tomorrow at approximately 1:45 p.m., all right? Now, believe me, the world hasn't ended the last 15 times I've predicted it, but finally people are waking up to the reality that it's going to end tomorrow at 1:45 and they need to repent of all their sins. My name is Dave Rubin. Now, of course, let's learn Dave Rubin's cold hard truths about the world.
Who knows how many of those people are actually students? They're all masked, and I firmly believe now that COVID was just a test run to see how we could normalize masks so we could have jihadists.
Ah, yes, the infamous pandemic where over 1 million Americans died test run.
Out in the streets. So we're in a true information war.
This is
we are in a Philip K. Dick sort of dystopian information war. Once we have humanoid robots, which, you know, they're basically here. Well, now what if you put that?
Are they basically here, Dave? Are humanoid robots basically here, Dave? Are you sure about that? Are you really sure?
That woke mind virus into them, and they become police officers. I mean, this is 20 years away, if that. Well, would they start treating?
Does he think RoboCop was a documentary?
People differently based on the color of their skin? They probably damn well would, because it would be in the programming. You're going to basically have a whole bunch of...
yes. The racist RoboCops.
People, basically 90% of human society is going to be half robot and digitized and controlled and be able to be hacked into. And now that, you know, with Neuralink, which obviously is amazing, they can get paraplegics to be able to play chess, and that's just...
I don't know who needs to hear this, but paraplegics could already play chess with existing neural interface devices that didn't require drilling a hole in your head.
Just the beginning of it. Well, wait till they can just basically control your mind and just press a button, and next thing you know, you're murdering somebody.
Dave, did you just watch the movie Upgrade? Which kind of kicks ass?
90% of the people are going to be controlled by that freaking thing, and then wait till the system just says, oh wait, there's 10% of the people who haven't been injected with everything, who haven't put all the robots and the nanobots into their systems, and they're living on farms and just living by themselves. They're the ones that are destroying the earth by...
Yo, Dave is gone, dog. Dave is gone.
Farming and blah, blah, blah. So what is it that these people will do if they win the elections, right? If they get their Justin Trudeau's in, if they get their Gavin...
Is it racist Robocops? Because that's kind of what you've been implying so far.
Newsom's in. I think we can go through it very clearly. It's fairly obvious. They will denationalize the entire global economy, right? So you will not have an American economy and a Canadian economy and a Mexican economy. We'll have one economy. That is what the plan is. And then they will internationalize it, right?
Dave, do you understand that like economies are already interconnected on a global scale? That's what, like, when a factory moves overseas, Dave, that's kind of what it means. When you're moving like raw materials from one country to another to be processed and turned into goods, that's another example. And I've got bad news for you, Dave. We've literally been doing that for all of human history. Is that I actually didn't put that music on. That's courtesy of Dave Rubin Clips II, an excellent Twitter account that everyone should follow.
Right? There will be one thing. It will basically be privatized communism. They will have...
Or state capitalism, Dave? The thing that Stalin did?
Their stuff, but everybody else will just kind of share. And do you get it about the control part? It's like, oh, you can just sit in your room and you can go to the milk section and you can go to the electronics section and buy this.
Yeah, VR really took off. Because everyone wanted to go to the grocery store in VR.
This, buy that, and then a drone is going to bring it to your house. And maybe the drone will, fire a rocket at your kids. Who knows? Or maybe if you've been a bad person and perhaps you voted the wrong way or didn't get vaccinated, perhaps Walmart Pay is not going to work for you. Or you'll have to pay more for certain things. Or, as crazy as it sounds, could they maybe charge you more because you're white?
Because you're white, huh?
I don't understand. You're black.
God damn it. Dave Rubin is not a smart man, but sometimes he's kind of a funny man. Anyway, one thing, I'm just gonna end this because I think this kind of is conveying everything I wanted to say about Dave Rubin. Dave is the kind of guy, to me, that represents the epitome of like a Silicon Valley tech CEO who decides to go to Burning Man and drops a bunch of acid and then thinks like, yes, now I can continue going about my business exploiting workers for millions of dollars, but I can do it in a kind way. Maybe I'll give them like an extra sick day or something. Like that's like the extent of their eye-opening epiphany they had at Burning Man. Anyway, apropos of nothing, here's the final clip of Dave Rubin we're going to be looking at. It's a doozy.
Two huge black vultures descended on our treehouse, and they sat in front of each of us. One basically perches right in front of David on the banister, one perches right in front of me, and they're just staring at us, just absolutely staring at us. And one's staring at David and one's staring at me. I kid you not. And they did not cross. They're just staring at us. And he starts kind of talking to the vulture, like, are you here for a reason? Like, what's going on here? And he is asking, as he's asking the vulture questions, it kind of seems like it's nodding and walking certain ways. And then he's like, maybe this vulture is my Grandma Rose. And he said, Grandma Rose, if that's you, give me a sign. And then I swear to God,
Is this a vision quest he had? Unironically, I think so, yes.
Lightning strike me right now. The second he said that, the vulture jumped down. Now it's like 2 feet away from him. And we had tequila, 2 glasses of tequila on each side.
How many glasses of tequila had you had, Dave?
You know, 1 on each side for each of us. The vulture goes to the glass of tequila and starts drinking out of the tequila. His Grandma Rose enjoyed to drink. Let's put it that way. She was a bit of a drinker. Yeah, she was the life of the party, a bit of a drinker.
Oh.
Grandma came back to have one last banger.
Vulture?
A vulture
banger of a bender.
Started drinking tequila out of the glass. No drugs were involved in any of this or anything else. Anyway, then we just continued
except for the tequila
to kind of ask it questions, and David sort of wrapped up the conversation with that vulture.
No drugs were involved at all, I swear. Anyway, we proceeded to have a 30-minute conversation with a vulture.
And then he was asking me, he's like, is there anything you're trying to communicate to this vulture? Or that is this vulture trying to communicate something to you? David was like, maybe I should try to communicate with the vulture. And again, I swear on my life, the vulture that was on.
Yeah, I can't, Simric, I can't imagine coming back as a vulture being a good thing. My understanding, and granted, I'm no bird lawyer, all right? But my understanding is that vultures tend to circle around dead or dying creatures. I'm not a bird lawyer. I can't tell you what they do, but
on my side, the second he says that, it jumps over to his banister, standing next to the bird. Oh, and his vulture then turned around. His vulture, because it was done, whatever he needed to do with that vulture, his vulture was done, so now it's staring off into the horizon.
Smelled
and then
Dave's
just my vulture
career.
now staring at the two of us.
Wait, did you say something to the vulture?
So I did. I did say something about
that?
how I felt that a certain chapter in my life was ending, and maybe there was this new beginning coming. And what does a vulture do? A vulture eats the carcass of an animal to then sort of continue the circle of life and all of that stuff. So that was just like one.
Dave, are you trying to say that vulture was there to eat? Literally, Dave is saying the vulture was there to eat his career. Dude. You know, a certain chapter of my life is ending and a new one is beginning. And, you know, the vulture was there to just pick clean the bones of my past life. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I love this. Thank you for this new arc, Dave. Let us all treasure this memory of Dave Rubin admitting on camera that his career is the carcass that a vulture will one day pick clean. Amazing stuff. But no drugs. No drugs. No drugs were involved, chat. Not a single drug to be had, except for alcohol.